We are on the first book entitled Redacted, where Casey has been ousted from her wire service for exposing the wrong entities, and now she's back in her hometown, currently working at the library. She was given a notebook by an elderly gentleman, only to have him or someone who looks like him turn up dead on her property. Chapter 14 began with Casey waking up in the hospital after the attempted hit and run. Mal, that's the state detective, warned her that powerful people behind the mine cover-up had tried to kill her and would likely try again, revealing that the town effectively operated as a corporate property. Instead of backing down, Casey's decided to turn the pressure outward, launching a strategy with Jenna to stir public suspicion online and force whoever was behind the attacks to reveal themselves. Chapter 15. I awaken to the sound of humming, a low, electric buzz that isn't pain so much as an unfamiliar recalibration, as my body argues with itself over what still works. The light overhead is bright and angry. It slices across my eyes in white-hot strips, digging into my retinas before my eyelids can cooperate. Bleach-drenched air clings to my tongue, causing me to swallow against the rising nausea, undoubtedly brought on by some unknown medication. I try to lift my head, but something's bracing my neck. A straitjacket? A medieval torture device devised by insurance companies? I reach up and feel the brace, slipping my fingers under the Velcro straps. Don't even think about it. I don't have to turn to know who's talking. Jenna's voice is stretched taut like piano wire. There's exhaustion in it, and also an iron authority usually reserved for idiots and cops. I groan, letting my hands drop to the sheets. Oh, thank goodness. I was worried I'd wake up without my personal guardian at my side. I don't like the word guardian. Let's call it warden or caretaker. We'll call her warden. Let's try that again. I was worried I'd wake up without my personal warden at my side. Now I can't even pronounce it. Moving on. The scrape of a chair leg. A shadow shifts into my periphery. Luke, arms crossed, mouth tight, his easygoing smirk buried underneath mountainous frustration. You got hit by a goddamn truck, Casey, Luke mutters. One we still can't find. It did hit me, didn't it? Jenna shoots daggers at Luke. You were on the pavement unconscious, Casey. This is not some misunderstanding between you and heavy machinery. I breathe in and out, remembering the bright glare of oncoming headlights, the pavement rising up to meet me with an unwelcome smack. I'm putting that in. Who brought me here? I ask, shifting under the weight of the brace. Jenna doesn't hesitate. Mel called it in. EMTs got there before you could bleed out in the streets, so congratulations, he saved you. I scoff. He only wants me alive enough to be questioned. I shift. Again, a warning pulse sings down my spine. Not ideal. I hate hospitals, I mutter. The insurance company grift, bloated bureaucracy, the way every bed comes with a bill that doubles as a death sentence. Oh my gosh, do you even know what happened during COVID? Jenna sighs, rubbing the bridge of her nose. We are not having the American healthcare debate right now. You're here, you need rest, and you're uninsured, I interrupt flatly. Every second I lie here, someone is tabulating my financial ruin. I attempt to nod at the blank, sterile walls. I don't suppose someone is covering the damages for this luxury suite? Silence as I catch the blinking red light. Jenna, why is your camera pointing at me? Relax, it's B-roll. For what? Jenna avoids my gaze. That's what I thought. I drop my legs over the edge of the bed in a reckless motion. It's not smooth. Pain lances up my spine, my stomach lurches, and the room tilts at a vertigo-inducing angle. Luke's hands clamp onto my shoulders before I face plant. Gee, Casey, could ya, maybe not try to reenact your death scene? That's dramatic. That's dramatic, I mutter, waiting for the nausea to settle. I'm taking pills, aren't I? For now. That stops now, I think. Well, then, here she is. The voice isn't Luke's or Jenna's. The air changes, thickening like fog rolling in over black, murky water. The Dark One is back. Mal the Maleficent. Mal the Maleficent. I can't speak. Mal the Maleficent. Mal the Maleficent leans in the doorway, the glow of the hallway backlighting him in multidimensional horror. His presence sends my every instinct into high alert. What are you doing here? Jenna says, standing up too fast. He ignores her. Oh, I should say fast, because it doesn't matter if she stands up too fast, only if Casey does it. He ignores her and meets Luke's tough guy stance with one of his own. His eyes drift to mine. Thought I'd come for your statement, and to deliver a message. He fires off a few questions, and I answer dutifully, but lays with just enough sarcasm to keep me from feeling obedient. My words hover, a little too light, a little too sharp. He lowers his tablet when he finishes, doesn't blink, doesn't move. I tighten my grip on the sheets. I don't suppose that message you want to deliver is a get-well-soon card. Mal smirks. It's a don't lie to me next time card. He pauses. That truck wasn't bad luck, he says. Someone wanted you gone. They failed. That means they'll try again. My stomach twists, but I don't let it show. How exactly do you know that? Mal tilts his head. Because I know how these people operate. In other words, he knows these people. You need to leave, Jenna snaps. She doesn't need this now. Mal doesn't flinch. You can stay here. Wait for them to get it right next time, or you can move on from this town, disappear before they trace you. Who's they? His gaze stays on me, steady, like he's waiting for me to catch up, like he's giving me the space to stop fooling myself. The people who don't make mistakes. His voice is quiet. I want to push. I want a name, a list, something concrete I can set to a pack of matches. Instead, I stare at him, willing him to answer. Let's change that to, instead, I shoot my best death glare at him. Willing him to answer, I fail. You think you can pull the string and just see what unravels. Pull the wrong one, Leighton. Pull the wrong one, Leighton, and the whole damn thing comes crashing down. The immortal words of my mentor turned mortal enemy, Randall Graves. Mal looks like he knows what I'm thinking. You believe there's a difference, do you? A difference between what and what? Between the ones in the boardrooms and the ones in the street. Between the ones wearing $5,000 suits and the ones with dirt under their fingernails. Between the ones who make the decisions and the ones who carry them out. Between this town and everything outside of it. Is that you, detective, the one who carries things out? I didn't want to hear the things he was saying. Somewhere beneath my cynicism, I believed there was a divide, a line between the power brokers and the men who sit on the local zoning commission, between the capitalists and the county treasurer, between politicians and the people who keep the gears turning. I hoped, that someone was just following orders, that some of them were ignorant. Mal is refusing to offer me even that. They're the same, he says, because they want the same thing. Control, power, doesn't matter how much or how little, it's a grab for territory. The thing about people who have attained that power is they don't give it up, not without a fight. A slow pulse beats at the back of my skull. You're saying the whole town is in on this? This, whatever it is? He lets out a short laugh. I'm saying you won't know who is. I'm saying you won't know who is who until you're bleeding out in their backyard. The words sink in. Every friendly face at the grocery store, every smiling family at the 4th of July parade, every worn down councilman, every overworked clerk, every shopkeeper who seems harmless, all of them are suspect and no one is neutral? No. Not when a corporation owns the land under their feet. Not when every grant, every contract, every election has that entity's fingerprints on it. Not when this town exists because a corporate giant allows it. The realization hits me with a snap. Mal is saying I'm not just up against corrupt executives and their enforcers. I'm up against a system, a machine, one where every cog is afraid of what happens if it stops turning. I get it. For all his faults, Mel is only telling me the truth. I grudgingly respect that about him, even if I'm also ecstatic that he's finally rising to leave. Mal turns toward the door. That's right, Layton. He glances back at me. You didn't just pick a fight with the town, you picked a fight with company property. Company property. And just like that, I understand. This place, Willamalsink, the town I grew up in, the town I thought of as a crumbling post-industrial ghost, is a lie. It's not a town. It's a business. And I have become a liability on the books. I wait until his footsteps disappear down the hall before pulling out my IV and flinging off the sheet. Jenna yelps, Casey! Not now, Jenna, I mutter unsteadily. I'm not waiting around to be hospitalized for real. Luke rushes to steady me, ready. So we're gonna ignore doctor's orders, Jenna yelps. Sorry, I'm trying to remember whose voice is whose. I stumble to the window, pull back the curtain. The parking lot is empty, moonlight glinting off rows of cars like coins at the bottom of a well. I should be afraid. I should be questioning everything. Instead, all I feel is certainty. I won't die waiting for them to find me. If I'm going down, it'll be on one of Auntie Mildred's lace doilies with a happy smile because my evidence is going to be blasted across every social media outlet on the planet. I let the thought solidify into something hard, with edges, something useful. My fingers straighten my neck brace, then they still. Jenna. I turn slowly, eyes on her. She stops pacing, the way she does when she's intrigued. Jenna, I say, you ever heard of the Streisand effect? Jenna looks at me. Something sharpens in her expression. Oh, yeah, she knows where this is going. I tilt my head, voice measured. You ever wonder what happens when a story refuses to stay buried? Her lips part slightly as her brain kicks into gear. They're counting on silence, I continue, on us being scared, on us forgetting. I watch her closely. She's there. A smile spreads across her face, full of white teeth. Luke shifts, unsure of where this is going. Jenna says, we still don't have the whole picture. We don't even know exactly who's pulling the strings. I nod. Right. Which is why we're not exposing the truth just yet. Jenna tilts her head. Then what are we doing? I let a grin creep across my face. We're making them afraid of what they think we know. Jenna inhales, catching the scent of something mysterious and very fun. Luke orders, nope, nope, nope. Whatever is happening, undo it. Jenna crosses her arms, eyes on me. What exactly are we about to do? I let a beat of silence stretch between us. Then, I say, we turn the tables. Just like that, we do. Jenna doesn't need me to spell it out. She knows what to do. Luke's holding my arm like I'm made out of spun sugar and just as sticky. We're barely out of the elevator and Jenna's scrolling through her phone, thumb moving fast. I let Luke lead me out. Just a little noise to start with, Jenna. Jenna murmurs in agreement, half to herself. Right, enough to make people start asking questions, nothing specific, she types. What if she wasn't supposed to survive? Hashtag small town secrets, hashtag missing pieces, she murmurs. Luke's jaw drops. Are you kidding me? You're running plays on purpose. Jenna taps her phone screen. Think Super Bowl, Luke. We're not playing defense anymore. We're making a move. I sit gingerly in the passenger seat, stretching out as Luke revs the Tahoe. I'm glad he has a vehicle that fits us, unlike my Rusty Betty or Jenna's GM. Exactly, I say, watching as Jenna shows me the early reactions rolling in. Force them to react, then see who drops the ball.